What's going on, everybody? This is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios. I was watching this video, and in this video, it's Charlemagne the God from The Breakfast Club. And he goes on the show The View with Whoopi Goldberg and a few other ladies. I don't remember their name. But, Joy Behar, I'm not sure if I don't even think she's here today or if she's still working with the show. But anyways, he goes on to The View to promote his new book. His new book is called, let me see, I think it's called Get Honest or Die Lying. Get Honest or Die Lying by Charlemagne the God. And they briefly speak on the book, I don't know, maybe for a minute or two. And then they get into some questions. They ask Charlemagne a question, and I wanted to get into this review slash reaction. I did watch it once already, but I was reacting in my head, and now I want to react in person to this nonsense. So let's go ahead and play this clip, and we'll get into this reaction because let's get into this.
Let's get real. Now, you have a massive platform reaching millions of listeners, and you and I have talked about this before. You endorsed Joe Biden back in 2020, but this time around, you say you're not going to endorse anybody. Charlemagne, now is not the time, in my opinion, to sit this one out.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't say that. I never said I was sitting it out.
What you gonna do?
I'm definitely voting in November, but what I like to focus on is issues, not individuals. Like, when
But
you
why
have...
not endorse?
Huh?
Why not endorse Biden?
Because if I'm sitting here telling my listeners that, you have...
Endorse Biden. She wants him to endorse Biden. Biden. Joe Biden. Genocide Joe. Genocide creepy Uncle Sleepy Joe Biden. No. That's crazy. That's wild. Get the out of here. This really? Really? I mean, honestly, what does this even have to do with his book? That was crazy. Like, they totally switched the conversation. I know we didn't play the very beginning of this because
you have somebody out there who is a threat to democracy. You have somebody out there who said...
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say that. I never said I was sitting it out.
What you gonna do?
What you
I'm
gonna
definitely
do?
voting in November, but what I like to focus on is
voting in
issues,
November.
not individuals. Like, when
But
you
why
have...
not endorse?
Huh?
Why not endorse Biden?
Because if I'm sitting here telling my listeners that, you have somebody out there who is a threat to democracy, you have somebody out there who said they want to, suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. You saw this person, try to lead an attempted coup of this country. And I'm telling people that this guy is a threat to democracy. Have you ever read Project 25? There's only two candidates out there. So if I'm saying that about...
Incorrect. There's a Republican candidate and there's a Democratic candidate. There's also a Green Party candidate and there's an independent candidate. There's a few other candidates that I won't mention here, but there are different candidates. So we need to stop with all this. There are only two candidates, and they're going to get more into this nonsense and throughout the video.
This individual, the choice is
At the end
clear,
of the
right?
video, really.
And I've seen y'all do this on The View before. If I'm saying that about this individual, the choice is clear, right? And I've seen y'all do this on The View before. I saw y'all do this to Killer Mike when he was on The View, and Killer Mike literally sat here and said, hey, I supported Keisha Lance Bottoms. I supported Ralph Warnock. I supported John Ossoff, right, in Georgia. He said, you should support the people that I've supported. You should support the person who the people I've supported are supporting.
Okay.
That's y'all opportunity to say, well, clearly he's talking about President Biden. Why do y'all need us to say this if we don't feel comfortable saying it?
No, it's not that we need you to say it,
Others
but
do.
I think other folks need to hear because, one
You
of
see how they do? You see how they just sheep herd people into the Democrat Party? This is exactly what they do. And they use shows like The View. And unfortunately, Whoopi Goldberg, who has been, such a legend in the black community specifically, she always gave us so much pride. She broke a lot of glass ceilings. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is a legend. She is respectable, Whoopi Goldberg, but in her old age or just, I don't want to blame it on her age, but just as she's gotten older, I feel like she's just lost touch. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it isn't that she lost touch. Maybe she's always been like this. I mean, I don't know her personally, but it's just sad. It's just sad to watch somebody just sheep herd people back into a party that cares nothing about them. And then she's going to bring up an argument that's just ridiculous to me. You're going to see right here.
One of the things I'm sorry, I just jumped you, I'm sorry. But one of the things that we've been talking about is the fact that getting facts out through the media seems to be very difficult.
I feel like I just spewed some facts.
Yeah.
Yes, but
an
we
endorsement
need you
for
to do it
would
on your
matter.
show.
Well, I think,
They need him to endorse Biden. They see how they want to sheep herd people because they know that his voice is important. He's part of the Breakfast Club, you know, and also I think he has his own separate show aside from that. And people look up to him, people listen to him, and they want him to endorse creepy Uncle Genocide Sleepy Joe. No. And he basically said that that's who he's rocking with. That's basically what he said without trying to say it. But it's sad. It's really sad, man. Everything that's going on with the people of Palestine, everything that's going on with the Congo and in Sudan, you know, it's like that has no bearing on the decision at all. It doesn't matter how many black and brown people, you know, Biden bombs or President Obama bombs. It just doesn't matter how many black and brown people are affected and how many people are suffering as a result of their nonsense. Right now, the people of Palestine are going through a genocide. Right now, the people of Congo are going through a genocide. Right now, the people of Sudan are going through a genocide. And it's with a Democratic American president. It's not with Donald Trump. And I'm not saying Donald Trump didn't have his issues during his presidency, but this is not the issue that we're talking about right now. I mean, people are saying, well, Donald Trump would be worse for the Palestinians. Maybe, but he's not the one who initiated it. He's not the one sending them millions and billions of dollars in weapons and supporting this genocide currently. Currently, it's Joe Biden. He's the one in charge. He's the one that's doing these things right now. He's the one who is called Genocide Joe. It's not Genocide Donald. Genocide Don? Genadon? I don't know. Let's get back into this.
the reality is I think both candidates are trash. So but I am going to vote in November, and I'm going.
Both candidates are trash. A douche, a turd sandwich. If you know that South Park episode in reference. But he admits it right here. Both candidates are trash. And yet he's still going to vote in November. And he basically alluded to the fact that he's going to vote for Biden. He alluded to that. Now, maybe he's not, because he brings up something at the end of the video, at the very end of the video, and then they shut the video off. Go figure. I wonder why. But it could be a possibility, and I'm hoping in my heart of hearts that he makes the right decision and he votes his true conscience, not his projected for the camera conscious, if you're kind of catching my drift. And we'll get more into this video and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'm going to vote my best interest, and I'm going to vote who I think, can preserve democracy. So if I think both candidates are trash and I don't feel like, endorsing one, would you rather me endorse an individual or endorse the fact that, hey, we need to go out here and protect democracy?
And by the way, I think it's incredibly powerful to use your platform just to draw the
And both candidates are a threat to our democracy. Make no mistake. I don't view Trump as that much worse than Biden that I would vote for one over the other. No, because they're both evil. I'm not going to sit here and count up the evil acts that each one has done and tally up the score at the end and say, oh, well, Trump has like 4 or 5 more evil acts than Joe Biden. No, we're not going to do that. If you kill a kid by bashing his head with a rock and then you kill a kid by poisoning him, you still killed the kids. You still killed the kids. You're still evil. You're still a POS. And I'm not going to vote for one over the other because one was slightly more humane. Are you serious? Do you realize how stupid and how psychotic you sound when you start trying to make those judgment calls like that? No, of course, liberals don't. Corporatists, liberal. These people don't get it. These people don't get it. Whoopi Goldberg, none of the people, none of these women on The View, none of these people, none of these women get it. They don't get that. They get it. They don't want us to get it. That's what it is. And I don't get it.
Contrast. I actually tend to agree that I don't think an endorsement is somehow more powerful than reminding folks the other person tried to overturn our democracy. That breaks through. But I want to ask you, because you're kind of one of these, we call them double haters. I don't like to.
The Democrat Party is not a democratic party. They overturned our democracy. Why do you think there's no democratic debates? What? Look what they did to Bernie back in 2016. Bernie Sanders. Like, are you kidding me right now? They basically said in a courtroom that they could make the decisions, smoking a cigar in a back room, smoke-filled back room. This is all on document. Like, they don't care about our democracy and what the people want. The Democrats don't care. The Republican, it's the same thing. Why are we got to go through this every single election cycle? Every single election cycle, we got to go through the douche and the turd sandwich discussion. Well, this person is worse, so we have to vote for this person. No. And there's only two candidates, right? There's only two. They keep trying to beat that in our heads. There's only two candidates when we know that is a lie. That's cap. That's cap. There's not only two candidates. You have more than two choices. Oh, well, the third-party candidates are not going to be on the ballot. They're not going to... People like you are the reason why we're not moving forward as a country. It's people like you. You're the reason we haven't evolved. It's thinking like that. You're holding us back. You are not revolutionaries. You are not critical thinkers. And in the grand scheme of things, you're not intelligent people. I'm sorry. You can call me dumb with my dumb sunglasses and my dumb little hat, keeping my ears warm. I don't feel dumb because I feel pretty smart, knowing that I'm keeping my ears and my head warm. And while you sitting over there with cold ears trying to look cool. Let's get back into the video. I'm going off on a tangent.
Like to use the phrase, but
double haters,
like not thrilled with Biden or Trump, and
she called him a double
hater. And by the way,
hater.
I think it's incredibly powerful to use
Who says that?
Platform just
Nobody.
to draw the contrast. I actually tend to agree that I don't think an endorsement is somehow more powerful than reminding folks the other person tried to overturn our democracy. That breaks through. But I want to ask you, because you're kind of one of these, we call them double haters. I don't like to use the
We call them
phrase,
double
but,
haters.
double haters,
double haters, like not thrilled with Biden or Trump.
Charlemagne's fat.
I've never heard of that. Like the chicken fried.
I called it.
I thought that was just called being an American nowadays. When you look at the polls,
Well,
people don't seem to be too pleased with either one of them.
And I'm right there with you. So you've called this a race between crooks, cowards, and the couch.
That's
and you
right.
say Democrats are losing the messaging game.
But let's be clear about who I say are the crooks. I say Republicans are the crooks. I say Democrats are the cowards. And I say the couch is voter apathy.
Now, comment section, help me out. Help me out, fam. Who said this? Only criminals get rich in politics. And who is rich in politics? Is it just Republicans? No, absolutely not. It's the Democrats as well. Only criminals get rich in politics. Right? Somebody said that, right? Help me out.
And I feel like, right now it looks like, voter apathy may win. But whose fault is that? Is that our fault, or is it the candidates?
Well, and I'm curious at this juncture, 6 months out, who do you think wins?
Oh, I have no idea.
Trump. If you ask me right now, I ain't gonna even lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. It's gonna be Trump. Trump's gonna win in November. Trump is gonna be. You know why it makes sense? Because number one, he was already president. Number two, he's even more of a criminal than he was before. So of course he's gonna be our president. Because our country, as well as the world, is ran by criminals and crooks and psychopaths. If you don't realize that as a fact, we're not on the same wavelength. If you can witness what's going on in the world right now, and you can honestly say with a clear conscience and an open heart that you think that President Biden is working on the behalf of the American people or the world, we are not the same. You not like us. You not like me. No, not like me. No.
Idea. I mean, it's a toss-up at this point. I really don't know. I think the person who goes out there and probably energizes their base the best at this point. And when you look at somebody like President Biden, it feels like his base is pretty pissed off at him for a number of reasons.
Help him out.
Well, no, look, I actually...
Help him out by doing what?
Well, I want to ask you something, because when you talk...
Are you fucking... help him out. Help him out. Help him out. Help him out. So now it's up to the voters. It's up to the people to help the candidates get their message out. It's up to the people to speak and to campaign and to make other people like these candidates. That's up to us. That's up to Charlemagne. That's ridiculous. She's a ridiculous person. This whole show is a ridiculous show. The View is a ridiculous establishment. I can't believe I feel dumber for having watched this. I feel really dirty right now. I might need to go take a shower after this video because that's how dirty this stupid video and these stupid people make me feel. Oh my God. Help him out is the dumbest thing that I've heard in this whole video so far. Well, maybe not the dumbest thing, but help out creepy Uncle Sleepy genocide. No, we're not helping him out.
Talk about crooks. We know that. We've talked about the Republicans ad nauseum here.
She's smiling. Help him out. Help him. Oh my God.
But when you say the Democrats are cowards, how could Democrats show more courage right now in a way that speaks to you?
By doing what, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett did to Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day,
Wait, what'd she call her? What'd she call her? A beach blonde, butch bodied bag of books. I don't even know what she said, but it was great. It was great. Somebody tell me in the comment section.
I think Michelle...
Was it petty? Yeah, it was petty. But you know what? We focus so much on being civil and being upstanding citizens and not calling people liars and calling it what it is and calling a spade a spade. We focus too much on civility and not enough and language and sexuality. You know what I'm saying? And not enough on people, on lives, on actual things that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have the luxury of being, so proper and pristine with our language and our actions right now. People are dying. They're not only dying, but they are suffering. They are being tortured. They are being genocided. People, women, children are being trafficked, are being raped, and you're worried about my language. I can't even say the things that I really want to say because social media censors people and they don't allow them to truly get their message across the way it's supposed to be received because we're so focused, hypersensual or hyper-focused or hypersensualized, whatever you want to call it, on language and being civil. So yes, I do appreciate the name calling. I do appreciate the mudslinging and the gritty. In other countries, they don't tolerate this stuff, right? In other countries, they throw their politicians in a trash can. We're the only country where, well, I ain't gonna say we're the only country, but let me get back into this video, man, because I'm going back on tangents.
I think, the former...
They're pissing me off.
First Lady called a play one time, and she said, when they go low, we go high. I think you got to rip that play up.
Yeah.
When they go low, you got to take it to the floor.
I don't even think she went low on that because I think her pointing out the hypocrisy of them not attending to the rule was going high and using an example.
And that's why
I think it was brilliant.
You're right, and that's why everything looks so normal. All of this stuff has been normalized, and it shouldn't be normalized at all. There's nothing normal about American politics.
No.
But the way that, Democrats react to it sometimes, they make it seem like it's normal. We got to stop acting like this stuff is normal, and you got to start calling BS where it's BS.
Well, so let me ask you this. If you think that's what needs to happen, because for me, I think back to the time when we couldn't vote.
Here she go. Ugh, Whoopi. Whoopi. Listen, Whoopi Cushion. Listen, Linda. She always brings it back to, I hate when people bring it to that point back in the back in the 50s, whatever, we couldn't vote and people died for the right to vote. You know what? They died for the right to have the option to vote. They sacrificed for the option for us to vote. And then she said something else stupid. I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
So the idea of voting for this one or this one it wasn't about our best interest. It was about how do we get to point B.
It wasn't about our best interests? What are you even talking about? Are you serious? So you're saying people died and sacrificed for to just vote on to vote for them to die more and to be I don't understand the logic that you're trying to portray here, Whoopi. I really don't get it. Maybe maybe I'm missing something, but that makes no sense to me. What? It wasn't about our best interest. It was always about our best interests. Are you stupid? Oh my God. Tell me, am I wrong? Is she right? Is she right? Because that sounds stupid to me. That sounds dumb.
That's right.
My point is, listen, I don't know if it's because he's old or people are mad. I don't know why Democrats are mad at him, but
You don't know why No. She's lying. She is lying to our faces. I am so ashamed of Whoopi Goldberg, man. Ah, man, that... And she's been like this for years, too. Damn, that's disappointing. And this isn't the first time I've been disappointed by something that Whoopi has said, but that is really disappointing that she's just lying to our faces. She's trying to act like she doesn't know the reason why Democrats are mad at Genocide Joe. We put the reason right there in the name. And that's not even the whole reason. Like, that's just that's the biggest reason we don't mess with Genocide Joe. But that's not even the only reason. Like, he was the architect of the crime bill. And I know it's like, well, a lot of people were for the crime bill. Man, cut that noise, man. Cut that noise. A lot of people were for the Iraq war at one point too, but let's not, look. This is infuriating to me. I'm just going to keep on with the video because she hits another stupid point that I really want to talk about more. But she's really going to sit here and act like she doesn't know why people don't like Joe. She can't for the life of her figure it out. We're supposed to believe that, though. We're supposed to believe that she's being truthful, right? And some people at home are going to believe her. They're going to be like, well, yeah, I guess no people, we don't understand why people.
But I know I'm better off with him than I am with the other one.
Right.
That's what I know. So, and we say it because we always have to remind people.
Black people are still dying. Black people are still dying by the police. They're still dying in the streets. There's still violence. There's still gun violence. There's still epidemics. There's still stuff that's going on that's happening during a Democratic or a Democrat presidency and administration. And I know some people are going to say, well, if Trump's in office, he's going to, put all these Supreme Court justices in and conservative. Look, those reasons are important, but it's not important enough when there's a whole genocide going on enacted by our president right now, our Democratic president right now. Right now, our rights here in this country, in America, are being eroded. Especially if you look like me or darker. So I don't really want to hear that conversation right now when we're worse off right now. And we have verifiable evidence of why we're worse off right now. But everybody wants to think in the future saying, well, if Donald Trump is in office, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. We're dealing with stuff right now. That's what you're not getting. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of this.
Of what we went through in order to do this, in order to have this right to vote. And so if you say you're going to vote, then I'm not going to ask any more questions.
Not only am I saying I'm going to vote, I'm telling you who the threat to democracy is.
Well, we do. Listen, we do this every day. We know who the threat to
Absolutely.
democracy is.
And his name is Donald Trump. If you
Yeah.
if you want me to spell that.
And there we have it, folks. There we have it. We're not done with the video. There's a little bit more, but there we have it. There, he said it. He said it. He said what everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these women on The View, he said from ABC, he said what they wanted him to say, is that Trump is worse. That's what they really wanted this whole time, is that they can't stand when somebody comes and challenges their beliefs and says that maybe Trump isn't worse than Biden. Maybe Joe Biden is actually worse than Donald Trump in a lot of ways. Have you ever considered that? Of course not, right? No, all they care about is their team. This whole show is literally about sheep herding people into the Democrat Party. That's all it is. That's all it is. They don't present any differing arguments. They don't entertain any differing opinions. They laugh it off. Check this out. Check this out.
That one out. Come on.
He just
And
did
one would
what,
think since there's only two.
I mean, there's third-party candidates, but you know.
Oh yeah, I
there's
will
only.
beat your behind.
I'm just saying. We got to be fair about it.
That's
There
right.
is. Yeah.
are you serious? Let's play it again.
You'll get
Oh,
to
no, no,
interact
no,
with
no,
us
no,
more.
no, Jank. Don't Jank. Okay, hold on. I really wanted to play that again and then to switch the video. Hold on.
The Breakfast
Wow.
Club shall have this right to vote. And so if you say you're going to vote, then I'm not going to ask any more questions.
Not only am I saying I'm going to vote, I'm telling you who the threat to democracy is.
Well, we do. Listen, we do this every day. We know who the threat to
Absolutely.
democracy
And
is.
his name is Donald Trump. If you need
Yeah.
me, if you want me to spell that one out. Come on.
And one would think since there's only two.
I mean, there's third-party candidates, but you know.
Oh yeah, I
there's
will
only.
beat your behind.
I'm just saying. We got to be fair about it.
That's
There
right.
is. Yeah.
Did you see what just happened, right? There's third-party candidates. And as soon as he said, this is towards the end of the show, they cut him off. There's third-party candidates. I will beat your behind. That's what Whoopi just said. I will beat your behind. I will beat your behind for talking about third-party candidates running for president of the United States of America. This is, Whoopi is supposed to be a serious person. I know her name is Whoopi, right? This is supposed to be a serious person. This was supposed to be a serious discussion about where this country should be headed, about democracy. You just said Donald Trump is the biggest threat to democracy, and then in the same breath, you laughed and said you would beat Charlemagne for talking about third-party candidates. Where's the logic in this, yo? Like this whole show, this whole segment right here really just infuriated me. And I seen it. I wanted to immediately react to it because I was reacting to it in my head. I was like, I need to react to this to the people. Man, like this is the state of affairs that we're really in, folks. We have whole genocide. People are suffering right now. And we can't even have serious discussions in this country about third-party candidates. We can't even mention the Green Party. We can't even mention being an independent or the Peace and Freedom Party or even the Libertarian Party, even though I think they're crazy in their own right, financially speaking. They don't like, any kind of, what do you call them, regulations. But anyways, I'm just so taken aback by this. Like, really, this is what they're feeding the people. This is what people are consuming. And they're repeating these thoughts and these same sentiments out in the public. And they're infecting this society. They're infecting this country and this world with these negative and ridiculous thoughts. Imagine if they did take third-party candidates seriously. Imagine the amount of power, the amount of recognition they could have given Dr. Cornel West or Dr. Jill Stein, which is who I'll be voting for. Either one of them. I haven't made a decision quite yet, but I'm voting for either one of those. If I don't, I'm going to vote for Ice Cube again because you know what? I'm going to keep it real. Yay, yay! West Side. But anyways, I need people like Charlemagne to do about now. And he tried to give us a little bit. He gave us a little bit. He said both candidates are trash. but then said that Trump is the biggest threat to democracy. And said also that, he, at the end of the day, basically is going to vote for Biden. But then he brought up third-party candidates. He did bring up third-party candidates. And again, applause for that. Points for that. But you see how quickly she cut him off when he brought it up, though. He said, we got to be fair. You do have to be fair. But they don't have to be, they don't want to be fair. So I think people like Charlemagne, I think we have to do a better job at pushing back against their nonsense. We cannot let them do this to us. We cannot let them run all over us verbally, physically, spiritually, mentally, none of that stuff. We have to be stronger. We have to be better. We have to push against this nonsense. So I hope that more people talk about third-party candidates like Dr. Cornel West, like Dr. Jill Stein, both doctors. We got a black man running that's a doctor that was a professor at Harvard and Princeton. And we have another doctor who is a white Jewish woman that is, from what I can understand, has always been on the right side of history. I haven't seen or heard of one bad thing about Jill Stein since I've heard of Jill Stein. Not one. She's for reparations. She's for like everything. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that more people look into these candidates. I told one of my I think they're a subscriber, that I would do a video on who I was voting for. This, I guess, can be kind of like that video, although I'm not really going into depth about party or about policy specifics on each candidate. Maybe I will do that video soon. But honestly, it's going to be between Dr. Jill Stein or Dr. Cornel West. I'm leaning more Dr. Cornel West. I did vote for Dr. Jill Stein back in 2016, and yeah, I believe back in 2016 I voted for Dr. Jill Stein. Yeah. When it was Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, I voted for Dr. Jill Stein. But I voted for Bernie at first in the Democratic primary. But you see how they did Bernie Sanders, and they want to talk about democracy and preserving democracy. And who's the biggest threat to democracy? At the Republican Party, at least had debates. They had Republican debates, and you know what? The Republican base chose their candidate, Donald Trump. That's more than I can say for the Democrat Party, the supposed Democratic Party. They didn't even hold debates because they chose their guy already, Joe Biden. They decided that Joe Biden was going to be the guy, no matter how stupid, no matter how old, no matter how gaffy and how ridiculous this man is, no matter how evil and how cynical and how senile this man is. They decided he was going to be the choice, and everybody was going to fall in line behind Joe Biden. Genocide Joe, Sleepy Uncle, Creepy Joe. And that's our democracy, folks. This is what they're defending. This is what they're defending. My goodness, my God. I'm so mad. I'm ready. I'm through with this video. This is a long video already, folks. Listen. All right. Sometimes you just gotta woosah and let in the positivity and exhale the negativity. Inhale the positive vibes. Exhale the negative vibes. All right. Now I'm good. I'm calm now. You see my voice change. See how that works? Dang, that's great. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. So remember, people, love, peace, and light. Do some kind, rewind. And see you guys next time. Remember, find me on all social media. I'm everywhere under LB the Realist or LB_the Realist. THAREALIST. And go peep my reaction videos that I did on Macklemore's Hens Hall. Also, I did a reaction video to MC Abdul's Shouting at the Wall. I'm not sure if YouTube is notifying my subscriber base on these videos and how that's working. So do me a favor and share these videos, like, subscribe, comment, help me out with the algorithm. And let's keep this revolution going, folks. Until next time, I'm out.